Hey, what's going on, guys? So I got an opportunity to sneak away from the house for a little while, so I came out to my favorite place. It's a place that you guys haven't seen yet on video. The sheath business has really taken some time away from my free time, I guess. But this is a spot that you guys will be seeing a lot more come the fall and the winter time when I start doing my trapping. But I wanted to take an opportunity today to come out here and show you guys my favorite spot, as well as I think we're going to try our hand at a little bit of primitive fishing today, using some spears, things like that. So hopefully we'll get something. Probably won't, because that's just my luck. But stay with me. We'll see what we can do, guys. And for my spear, just going to use this willow tree right here. It's about the right length that I need. You want your spear roughly as tall as you are. This one comes to about my armpit, right here where this notch is. Not as long as I'd like. I guess I can go up a little higher, which I will, even though there's a slight bend in it. The nice thing about willow is the bark peels off of it real nice. And if you got a slight headache, go ahead and just start chewing on it. Or you can boil it down, make a liquid. times like this, that's nice to carry 2 knives because I'm going to need to split this 2 ways, and I don't really want this big thick blade of the PLSK2, so I'm actually going to trade it in for my Mora. Now, this area is full of sand, so I needed to put a brace down on the ground. I just found a down log, and I'm just going to brace my stick against that log. I'm going to come out here, and this is where a little bit of light batoning comes into play. And I'm just going to split this log down, or this limb down just a little bit here. Try to be careful to do this as straight as I can so I don't waste. Okay. I'm going to turn it. Split it the other way now. Where I'm basically splitting an X in it. And it veered off course a little bit, but that's okay. For the sake of this demonstration, it won't be that big of a deal. So you can see at this point is what I've got is this here, where it's just split 2 ways with 4 barbs. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some small sticks so I can stick down here in here to spread them out. Now after I cut some sticks, roughly the width of this, a little bit longer, all I'm going to do is I'm going to wedge them down into those splits just like that so that it opens it up. So I shoved that one down on this side. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Just like that. So now it's split open. Now we're going to have to keep this thing from splitting down any further. So let me show you how we're going to do that. Okay, now remember how you saw me strip the bark off of this willow tree? You can continue to strip it down to make sections like this. Now, in my bag I have some bank line, so I don't need to do this, but you know what? Let me just show you how to do it as well with this. You may not have bank line, so this might come in handy to know. Okay, now I'm going to do my best to get this in the frame. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to one end of my willow bark, and I'm just going to loop it over just like this. If you can see that or not. I'm going to hold that loop with one hand, and then I'm just going to wrap. Around it nice and tight. once I'm done wrapping it, I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to stick it back up through the loop. And then the end that's sticking down, I'm going to pull down on it, and that will cinch that loop into place. Pull that loop down into there. I'll do it again. My other end up through the loop. Pull it. Well, we're going to do this on the top side of the sticks as well. Keep our wedges coming out. Okay, so as you can see, got it wrapped below the wedges and above the wedges. The one's on the below side is going to prevent this from splitting up the shaft anymore. The one on the top side is going to prevent the wedges from coming out. So you can see we got a nice little open barb area here. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to sharpen this off. Okay, so I've got them all sharpened up here. I've also wrapped up here where I typically hold it for a handle, as well as back here to where I would thrust with it or throw it. Just gives me a little bit more grip on this slippery willow. So now, let's fire harden it. Okay, now I'm not going to get ultra carried away with the size of fire or anything like that, because I don't need a long lasting fire, just something long enough to penetrate into the wood to get it hard. Now I don't have any tallow, and I don't have any vegetable oil or anything like that to smother on the wood, so I've got to be a little careful not to get it too hot to where it ignites, but it shouldn't be a problem. This was a live tree, so there's a lot of moisture inside, so it actually should benefit me, you know, when it comes to that. All I'm going to do is keep it over the heat and rotate it. Alright, got the fire out, got this thing nice and hardened now. Let's go see if we can get a fish. I want to tell you, trying to find a good spot to do it is going to be a challenge because the water is really down. I mean, you're looking at a good 10-foot drop off right there, and the water down there is maximum of a foot. So trying to find some deeper water for the larger fish is going to be a bit of a challenge. Now, I've seen several soft shell turtles out and about, and I've tried to get my camera going to get them on film, but they were too quick for me. Actually, you know what? I think we might see something up ahead. It's either a turtle or a very large snake. Can't quite tell. Let's take a look. No, it's a stick snake. Alright, now this is the stuff that you want to watch out for right here. Poison ivy. Vines going all over this tree, and this stuff is everywhere on it. And I am allergic to it, as are so many people, but a lot of people don't really know what it looks like. That is poison ivy. There's the berries. And there's the vine. Now, even in the wintertime, when this stuff dries up, that vine, you're still going to get it. So keep your eye out for this stuff and avoid it like the plague, guys. Now here's a nice little find. This is a great resource right here, guys, especially for what we're doing right now. And this is the locust tree. You can see these nice long sharp thorns on it. Make great fishing hooks. If we have some time, maybe we'll do a video on that as well. And for anybody finding that they need to use the restroom along the trail, there's a nice big mullein plant. These things are as soft as silk. And I'll tell you what, this thing is actually taller than me. This thing is probably almost 7 foot tall. Well, not going to have very good luck trying to find any deep water today. I mean, this bank right here is probably about a good 15 foot. No real large or deep bodies of water down there. Not having very good luck. Alright, so that's how it is. That's why you should never rely on one skill set. If you're a fisherman, expand your knowledge to hunting, trapping, things like that, because the way the water is, as low as it is, I'm not going to find very many big fish. I'm going to have to spend a lot of time, probably going to have to come back at night. Now I could take my shirt off and actually make a net, because there's minnows everywhere. I mean everywhere. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's also soft-shell turtles. Now, I did see a soft-shell turtle, and I almost went for it thinking that it was a fish. May have been able to see it on the camera, I don't know. But I've got a fishing license. I do not have an exotic animal license, so I'm not going to take that turtle. Plus, that turtle is, I believe, illegal to kill in this state unless it's a dire situation. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video on primitive fishing. Sorry I couldn't get anything, but that's just the way it is. Maybe we'll try again in the future. Maybe we'll have better luck. Until then, as always, have a good one, guys.